Because 50 is where everyone dies.
People you train, the people you coach, from Jackie Chan to professional athletes.
Phillies hire me as their mobility coach for spring training. And Mike Tyson said the same thing. He said, everybody's got a plan until you get punched in the face.
Yeah.
And the doctor says, you have cancer. You've got heart disease.
Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Suits and Shoes Behind the Bill, deep into season 3, and today we have a very special guest named Cameron. Cameron has been on the road full-time over 6 months now, and 30,000 miles and counting, and I tell you what, he has got an awesome story. And so without further ado, I'm going to let Cameron share his story, but the thing that really caught my mind is, man, the people you train, the people you coach, from Jackie Chan to professional athletes. Talk a little bit about your lifestyle, your story, and what it's like living on the road.
First of all, thank you, Pavel. I appreciate that I get to live on the road because of your brilliant 27 North work.
You're very much welcome.
I didn't mean to make a shameless plug, but the truth is I do own a 27 North. That's why I'm here right now. It's not by accident, and it's not because that you sent me one in the mail.
But you're going to train me as well, right?
But yeah, I'm going to make you into the next action star.
I want to be your age and do a handstand.
That's it. Oh, easy. That's a piece of cake. What's interesting, let me tell the story first about how I ended up meeting you and got into one of these guys, because I think it's relevant. I was discovered by a guy. I was already doing my work, but he discovered me on Instagram. His name is Nick Castellanos. He's a Major League Baseball player, one of the biggest. He had a 4 years ago $100 million contract with the Phillies.
Wow.
He is now with the Padres. Really top tier baseball player. And he's about 32, 33, and he was like, okay, we've got an aging team that's top notch. $500 million worth of salary on this team, but they're aging. For baseball, that means they're 22. No, I'm kidding. No, they're in their late 20s and moving toward 30 and then passing. That's an aging baseball player.
Yeah.
So Nick says, this is the guy. I don't know how he found me. He found me. He goes, that's the guy. This is the guy we need. We need to make sure that we're bulletproof, because there's too many injuries, and that's the biggest thing that you're looking to is injury during the season. You got I think it's 160 games. It's some absurd number of games played. Yeah. So it's just back to back to back to back. It takes a toll on you after a while. So injury, if you could prevent injury and you can keep that player on the field, phenomenal. And this is for you in the van life, same. Yeah. Because you said the other day, if I can keep my customers out of the shop, everybody's happy. So it's the same thing for a professional sports athlete. Nick finds me, says, I want to bring you to the Phillies. He brings me over, he gets me in touch with the team, and the Phillies hire me as their mobility coach for spring training. I didn't know this, but everybody goes to spring training is 6 weeks long, and you've got to find your own accommodations. They pay you a salary, but you've got to find your own accommodations in basically Tampa Bay, Florida, Clearwater, St. Pete, all that. So 6 weeks, is a substantial. You're like, okay, I guess I'll look. I'd been wanting a van for a while. I'd been looking at you. I'd been watching your videos. I was a shameless fan. I'd been looking around like, I like what these guys are doing. I kept coming. I'd go to different van makers. I'd look at different people, talk to different people, but I kept coming back to you because I liked your level of seriousness about the quality and the consistency. Because I like the fact that you build a consistent product that I knew you could test. Every time somebody wants a custom van, you produce a new problem.
Right.
And that's the downside of customization. The upside is I get that thing I want.
Yeah.
The downside is we've never done this before, so I can't guarantee you.
Yeah.
I like that your vans were done so well from a custom standpoint, but yet consistent
Right.
build. Oh, we can modify this, we can modify that.
Yeah.
But plumbing, electric, everything's going to be consistent because we know how it works.
Yeah.
We've done this. And I like that. So I felt the engineering time put in was really high level.
I appreciate it.
So I was like, okay, this is my chance to get a van. And I said, I'm going to get one instead of getting a condo.
Yeah.
And so that's when I got hold of you guys, got the van, and lived in it for 6 weeks in the Phillies parking lot.
Really?
Literally lived
I didn't know that part.
Lived in the parking lot of
Yeah.
of their spring training.
What about like
facility.
water and power?
I would just bring it inside, fill it back up with water once a week.
There you go.
And power was never an issue because between the sun and just driving periodically to the beach, back and forth to just, because again, day was over, let's go to the beach, me and my wife. I never needed shore power.
That's crazy.
So that van doesn't need shore power if you drive it consistently.
Yeah.
I mean, if you park it in the wilderness for 7 days and use it, yeah, that's a different issue.
Yeah.
But if you're pretty consistent on a daily with it, moving it
Yeah.
a little bit,
Yeah, at that point, I'd recommend a dual alternator and auto start.
right?
I noticed like using cooktop, fridge, air fryer, microwave, power, music. I'm a music guy, so always music is playing. We get probably 4 good days, and then solar. If it's nice and sunny and we're in the sun, get us maybe 5 days, and then that auto start kicks on. With high idle, you're looking 3-4 hours and recharge. But I've never heard someone actually making it an entire week in a parking lot. That's awesome.
Bro,
What about like
try 6
What about
weeks.
like entertainment?
What do you mean by that?
Like, what do you do for fun, hobby?
Oh.
Or are you just so tired you're just out?
No, well, you start at 5 a.m.
Yeah,
Yeah, you wake up at 5
yeah,
and you get started. You train
yeah.
from 5 until 1 or 2, and then you're ready to hit the beach. You go.
Oh, so you're going to the beach in the
The
evening.
beach now. The beach is only 25 minutes away.
That's not bad at all.
Not bad at all. You drive 25. Maybe it's 10 if there's no traffic, but you drive. You spend time on the beach. You come back. You go to sleep. You wake up at 5 and do it again. I just did this almost every day. So I never needed anything
Talk
except for
about
water.
living, man.
Bro, it was amazing. That's when my wife and I fell in love with the van. She didn't know if she was going to love it.
Yeah, tell me about her experience.
She was skeptical. She's like, I have no experience with this idea.
So you guys have never lived in an RV prior to this?
Nothing of that nature. I'd never even been in an RV. And my wife fell in love with it. She loved the simplicity of it. She loved having her own food, her own bedding, her own clothes. She just loved that it was her little house.
Yeah.
She didn't need the space or any of the other stuff. So now she's as big a fan of it as I am.
That's awesome.
Loves it. Doesn't know how to fix anything. Can't. If
Well,
there's
that's what you're for.
That's what I'm there for. Can't fix a thing on that thing. Plumbing goes out. She's like, So that's the only
Yeah.
thing that I would say. I say this is an upside. Some people would say it might be a downside. I think it's an upside. Is that you learn how to actually take care of a little house.
Wow.
That's not a downside. You actually, for the first time, learn a little bit about plumbing. I knew because we have a home.
Yeah.
We have 2 homes, in fact, because they're on the same property. I have
Yeah.
a guest house. So I've got 2 houses to fix all the time. So I already understood plumbing, electric, and I had to learn how the van's plumbing and electric worked. I've never worked with an alternator that, or the, what's the converter?
Inverter?
Or the inverter.
Yeah.
Thank you. That converts
Yeah.
this into
Yeah.
that into. So, inverting
Yeah.
was. I was like, I have no idea what this is. So I had to learn the structure of it. But what a true, honest blessing I feel like that has been to understand better, almost like in a toy house. I know this sounds crazy, but it's like a toy house. And you're like, oh, because if I tell my wife, I'm like, here's how plumbing works.
Yeah.
In a toy house.
Yeah.
And I think that's phenomenal because people mistreat their homes, their lives, because they just think you hit a button, things just come on.
Yeah.
You open the water, and just water comes out.
Oh, we got to talk about the toilet.
Right.
Just disappears.
She is. Oh yeah, yeah, and yeah. Please, do you want to tell that story or?
I share it all the time.
Okay, good. Yeah, he shared the story with me about the lake. He goes, I don't even know where the.
Why is my toilet
Why is the toilet overflowing?
Well, you haven't dumped it yet.
Yeah, dump it. And this is phenomenal. Of course, my wife won't touch. She makes me do that. Or she's like, honey, will you please? But I think that the van experience has been freedom. And I notice when people see me on the street, there's this look. They're like,
That's awesome.
it's like this, like, you're doing it.
Yeah.
That's what I see in their eyes.
Yeah.
You're doing it. Like, man, I wish I could do that. I just want to pack up my stuff and get in that van of yours and go. I'm like, no, you can't do it in my van. But here's 27 North's number.
Yeah.
So now, with my life training professional athletes, training, actors and performers. I mean, my clients are high value clients in some way. They're high earners. They're people that are out there doing things. That's one side of my business. Yeah. The other side are young, up and coming coaches.
Yeah.
People who are like, hey, I want to be a personal trainer who coaches in the Budokan style of coaching, which is a mixed movement athletic style. We train in a little bit of everything versus we just strength train, or we just focus on sprinting and this, or we just focus on flexibility. And we are an educational institute, so we want to focus. Probably the way you do a van, you can't hyper focus on one quality of the van, or you're going to be in trouble. Yeah. So I'm an engineer by nature, so I've engineered a system of education that covers, reverse engineering. What gets the job done? Yeah. And now we build from there. What does the person need? Yeah. So I think that's probably how you've been doing this too.
That's amazing. We talked a lot about health and things that people are doing wrong in today's society. I want to hear, what should we be doing right? How do I feel like you're almost double my age and I can't do a handstand yet. And you're doing a handstand and you're healthy and you're alive and you're traveling. Like, what are things I should be doing, or all of us should be doing, to be able to have that good health for such a much longer time than what we see in today's society?
Well, first, let's talk about what I can do, because, and I don't say that as a bragging thing, but more of a, okay, prove your point. Because someone says to you, why should I buy this van? Yeah. You told me this several times. Why should I buy this over the Earth Roamer? Yeah. Great question. Make me prove to you that this matters. So for me, handstand is the easiest thing I do. Wow. I can do a standing back flip. I can dunk a basketball. I can sprint under 6 seconds at a 40-yard dash. All of my athletic faculties and qualities are still as good as I was in my 20s and 30s. Wow. The only thing that I probably have lost a little bit is just cardiovascular output. That's normal. You can only, to some degree, keep that kind of capacity. Yeah. When you're younger, that's fine. Yeah. Also, another thing that can change is your time, your recovery and healing time. Yeah. That sometimes gets slightly reduced as you age, because the body, by its nature, stops producing certain important chemicals that help to repair. But given that these are very, very minor things, they're not big ticket items, they can also be adjusted. Yeah. There's a lot of hormone therapy. There are a lot of multivitamin. I mean, things you can supplement as well. But given I can do all that, and by the way, I'm also a mixed martial artist and a black belt in several things, but jiu-jitsu is what I still compete in. So I still go to the Worlds every year and compete. It's the Masters Worlds, excuse me. And I still compete every year against the best guys in the world at my age and my size, because you fight in divisions.
Yeah.
I fight the best guys in the world at my age, my size, my division, and black belt for that that Masters world title. I do that every year. So I still put myself to the test to prove this isn't just theory and in my head. I am still a professional athlete.
Yeah.
Number one, and again, this is like, again, I love metaphor. I'm gonna bring it back to the van. Pavel, what's the most important quality of the van? There's no way you're gonna be able to make one, but you're gonna try, and you're gonna go, well, the chassis, I mean, everything's on the chassis.
Yeah.
If we don't have a good chassis, I mean, right?
Right.
I mean, why pick this versus something else? Why pick the Benz over the Sprint, the Transit?
Yeah.
You know, or the what's the Ford? It is the Transit.
Yeah, Transit, and then the Ram has the.
And the Ram, like why pick that chassis over that chassis? Okay, all debatable, all contentious conversations. Right. Instead of us going around priority, I'm going to say this. Number one thing for me to say, what's our base of the pyramid as we go up? What's the base? What's everything sit upon? Because everything sits upon the next layer. Your general health is going to be absolutely impacted by what you eat. There is no way to be a healthy human being and not eat well. It's impossible.
No. You can
be fit for a long period of time. By the way, this is information no one likes to hear, by the way. This is the downside of reality, because food is so yummy. There's so much tasty, concentrated, produced, yada, 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 yada. You can be fit and unhealthy. You can be healthy and not fit, because you can eat very well and do minimal amount of fitness or exercise and be healthy.
Yeah.
You won't be fit, but you be healthy.
Yeah.
And you can be decently, moderately fit. Go walk. You just walk around. You're not an athlete, and you're not being athletic.
Yeah.
So I can be fit and not healthy, healthy, not fit. If you want to be fit and healthy, then you have to eat well, because eating determines everything. You can't stack on top of an unhealthy person being truly fit for very long. That's why you can get away with it for the first 10 years. You can get away with it from 15 to 25 to 30. But at about 30, you start to notice, oh, I'm getting fat. I'm getting slower.
Yeah.
I feel more inflammation. My body's aching. I'm more sore. I used to not feel that. I used to be able to go out on a bender all night in college and do this and do that and wake up and be in class.
Ready to go.
Sharp as a tack. Those days are over.
Yeah.
So no one wants to hear this part, but everything stacks on nutrition and diet. You clean that up first. Yeah. You get that squared away, and then we have a platform on which we can build. Because if the body can't repair, because once you start asking the body to be fit, to be athletic, you're needing tissue repair. There's a lot of inflammatory reaction and response and breakdown when you are being athletic and you're grinding away and you're like getting after it. You're like, you wake up days and you're like, oh my God, a truck hit me. Body has to be full of nutrition for that. Once you get health on board, which is the chassis, and you are a healthy dude, now we can stack on top of that one of these incredible molds you've created. Yeah. And that for me looks like fundamental fitness. Are you generally strong? Are you generally, can you create balance because there are three qualities that are crucial: strength, your ability to accelerate and decelerate, and your ability to rebound force. Now, what that means is, strength is, can you pick up that box?
Yeah.
No problem. Acceleration is, can you pick up the box fast? Can you pick it up quick? Can you trip with it and decelerate, put on the brakes and not drop it out of your hands? Because that's your ability to manage momentum and matter and mass as it's, your body can accelerate, decelerate. And then can you rebound force? Meaning that, can you jog from here to there? A jog. A jog is a rebounding of force. It's a plyometric action. It's the foot striking the ground, stretching into an eccentric position, and then contracting and popping back up again and hitting the ground, all within a... So the body is doing this beautiful thing of like boom, 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 boom. And that all requires a certain capability and health of material.
Yeah.
Tendons, ligaments, muscles, fascia, everything. So again, we're back to what's the health of the vehicle? You tell me.
Yeah.
How does everything look? How's it been treated?
Yeah.
So if a person can't, because here's a question for you. What's the first thing you think you lose in your health? Well, let's say in your fitness. Your strength or your speed as you age?
Ooh, that's a good one.
What would go first?
I'd probably guess strength.
Okay. So you know a lot of old, fast people? Good. And I only ask that as for you to think from
because you still have strength. You could probably still move. Like my dad's 71, and he can still arm wrestle me.
There you go. So
if we were to start speed walking, he'd be huffing and puffing.
Because the body first loses its elasticity and its ability to rebound force.
Yeah.
And be quick.
So how do you maintain that, or is that just inevitable?
No, it is not inevitable. You maintain it by never stopping doing it. It's like, gosh, how do you maintain that engine health? You don't stop changing the oil. We know that for sure.
Yeah.
That's a non-negotiable.
Yeah.
So, same thing, because all materials, let's take the leather seats. All materials will begin to degrade. But if you treat those leather seats with leather moisturizer,
a conditioner,
condition them, love them, they'll last longer. Right?
Well, outlast you and me.
Exactly. Or not. Because we've all seen leather seats that are shredded to pieces from dehydration.
Yeah.
That's your body. It's all made just like that.
Wow. What about like when you're on the road? A lot of people blame traveling. I know that's one of the excuses I use. Oh, I'm traveling. I can't, cook every day. I can't. How do you maintain healthy eating when you're on the road traveling full time?
Because I bought a $250,000 van from you. And I say that with no sarcasm.
So
that's
what does
why
that practically look like?
That's why I invested.
You're limited on space. You got.
It works perfectly. That kitchen, I can make anything in. And I say this not as a pitch. This is the truth.
So
I bought
how often are we cooking?
Every day.
Wow.
I make every meal in that van.
Breakfast.
Yes, sir.
Lunch.
Every meal in
dinner.
that van. That refrigerator has everything I need inside it. It holds, and again, it sounds like I'm literally pitching this van, but I swear to God, this is why I'm here right now, by the way. This is the truth. The van, I bought it to live in it. I didn't buy it to play a game. I live in it. I eat in it. It's my house. That fridge, the freezer is easy. I go to Sprouts, no matter where I'm at.
Yeah.
I'll go to a Sprouts, a Whole Foods, a Publix, wherever I'm at, once a week. And the freezer will hold the meat I need for that week, the fridge thing, and that's me and my wife, that's two people.
Wow.
And our dog. So it holds everything I need. And We wake up in the morning, she makes coffee, matcha, makes my breakfast, it's eggs, it's usually eggs, steak, or ground. So, so there's a morning thing, whole ritual. Then boom, lunch happens, dinner happens, we cook pasta, we cook sweet potatoes we have an air fryer oven that just sits right on the counter, beautiful. Now you have one that goes in some of the guys.
Yeah.
But since I replaced my microwave, I wanted a little more space for me, and I don't use a microwave, so I switched that out for space and bought a stovetop little air fryer, which can cook turkey. Well, I can cook anything in this, an oven. Everything works beautifully. So our food is always organic. It's always grass-finished, grass-fed milk, dairy, meat. Everything is clean. You have to eat clean food. Anything that's made in a restaurant these days, it's likely using the cheapest products to get the most margin so you can make the most money versus charge more, make a better product, feed people better. But who's your customer when the customer doesn't care if they're getting fed better? So the only reason most restaurants are bad is because most people are bad eaters and they don't care. They don't care. You could right now say, I know I shouldn't eat bad, but I still make the choice. And again, I'm not picking on you. I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's true. I sometimes marvel at how the consumer doesn't care.
They don't care.
How the manufacturer neglects it. My team every now and then reminds me, like, hey, Pavel, if we switch to that plastic refrigerator, if we switch to that, I call it brick of an air conditioning that at this point pretty much everyone's using, even the boutique builders like us are still using it. I think last time they ran the numbers for me, they're like, we could profit an extra $1 million. And I'm like, it's not about the money. I'm like, if we wanted to make money, we'd go into like crypto or real estate.
Right.
We're in it to make an impact. We're in it to provide that freedom. And
the quality.
Yeah, I mean, it's
the
so
longevity
insane to me. And you made health analogies to our rigs. I'm going to make rig analogies to the health.
Right.
Average motorhome owner, 4 months a year. It just went from 3 months to 4 months a year. That's motorhome owners in service centers. I always make the example of, what if you were to buy a house and were told, hey, you can only live in it 6 months?
Right. You would never do it.
You would never buy it.
No, it'd be insane.
What about our health?
Yeah.
Like, hey, if you're going to eat like that, plan to spend X amount of time in a hospital, in a nursing home.
100%. Well, and you will.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. Just like you're saying, you will guarantee be in that service center. You will guarantee be in that hospital.
So why do you think, whether it's the demographic shopping for motorhomes and or people why do you think they don't care if they clearly know the repercussions?
Because humans don't do a very good job of understanding consequence until consequence arrives.
Yeah.
We're very good at saying, yeah, but I feel like this right now. It's that moment you shove before you eat that thing and you go, I feel great. And then you eat it and you're like, I still feel great. And then after, you feel not so great. And then the regret comes and you go, man, I feel terrible. Or I just kind of feel a huge drop in blood sugar. Like it's just boom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sluggish and
I feel sluggish. You don't experience consequence until later. And then it passes because, again, the body is so tough. It passes. You don't see the cumulative effect of it. It's not like a bank account where you get to see and watch your money slowly reduced by each bad decision. You don't get to see that. It's not there for you. So you just move on as if everything is business as usual in your body. And then what happens is you run into that moment where the cumulative effect finally hits and there is an acute moment of dis-ease versus you have, like as an example, and I think everybody will get this. You eat peanut butter, you get deathly ill, like throat closes up, you're like, holy, I could die. You need to be rushed so they can,
EpiPen you or
da. Will you eat peanuts again?
Never.
Never, buddy. You're never gonna do that. That's how we learn. But you won't get that moment by eating pizza every day it won't happen like that.
Until it's almost too late.
Until it's critical. Yeah. That's because food doesn't.
So it's almost like a drug or alcohol addiction problem where you don't realize it until it's too late. I remember watching a video of the effects of alcohol consumption, short-term, long-term, occasional drink, full-time drink. And a lot of times it was like 10, 15 years before the liver just gives in.
Which is amazing. Did you hear what you did? 10 or 15 years.
Yeah.
You're rolling.
And then I feel like at that point, when you're told, hey, your liver's giving in, you're like, okay, might as well just keep drinking. It's over. Like, what can I do about it? I don't know how accurate this stat is. I believe it too. But I was watching a documentary on soda.
Yeah.
And
killer.
The doctor.
Sugar's the killer.
Yeah. And the doctor's like, if you drink one soda, and I don't say their brands, not to promote them, but one name brand soda a day for X amount of, I think it was 20 years, 2 decades, 20 years, you have 50-50 chance of diabetes. If you up it to 2 cans a day for 20 years, you're guaranteed diabetes. And I look around and I'm like, people are drinking soda for lunch, they're drinking soda for dinner. And it's like, at what point do you realize that you're killing your body? But they still don't. They still don't make the right and healthy decision.
Again, it comes down to contact with consequence. It's just not close enough. It's not enough in proximity to you to feel the decision. And this is sort of one of the beauties of the body and the downsides of the body. The beauty of the body is it's durable and resilient.
Yeah.
It's anti-fragile. It'll grow under stress.
Do you think if we were to quantify it into money, it would help? I remember not too long ago, we had a customer spec out a truck and, it came out to over $600,000. And he asked me, he's like, Paul, why would we pay you $600,000 when we can go get, typical Elkhart, Indiana cardboard box for half the price? And I told him the stat. I'm like, you can go online in these forums and you can fact check me 3 to 4 months a year. So that's 3 years, 1 year in service. You're not using your vehicle. And I said, sir, what is your 1 year worth to you? And he, without even blinking, says, I think it was like $2 or $3 million. And I'm like, you just answered your own question. Do you think if we quantified health in money, like, hey, if you're not, if you're not stretching and moving, it's going to cost you $1 million in medical bills here. Do you think people would move up and around more?
Yes, I think I think that's a fantastic way of creating a sort of a measurement system where the person who's behaving that way gets to experience consequence in real time.
Yeah.
Again, by the way, disease is happening. You don't see it. It's the frog in the boiling water, of course. It's just getting warmer and warmer, and you're just adjusting to it. You were 20 years old 10 years ago. The 20-year-old you felt a certain way.
Invincible.
Right? The 30-year-old you now feels a certain way.
Yeah.
That you've gotten to adjust to 360 days times 10.
Yeah.
Right? So 36,000?
3,600.
Okay, 3,000.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys, don't trust my math. 3,600 days have gone by in a decade, roughly. So you've had 3,600 days to just move in a direction and adapt.
Yeah.
We're very good at that. We're very good at adapting, given that as an animal, we started in a completely hot climate. You wouldn't be born naked if you weren't designed and hairless.
Yeah.
if you didn't come from a warm climate. Like polar bears aren't born naked. Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So given that we're born this way, you got to say, okay, humans were designed to be in warm climates with very little clothing, and that's the nature of nature.
You've convinced me to move from Missouri to the beach, sir.
There you go. And so you say to yourself, oh, it's very simple. I can adapt to cold weather, and you have. We build clothes. Yeah. We build an artificial way that, again, no clothes exist in nature.
Yeah.
It just doesn't exist. We made it up. So you go, oh, where'd clothes come from? Humans. Okay, cool. So we adapt to the cold. We get used to it to the point where we live in it on purpose. Eskimos choose to live in this climate. I think that's crazy.
Right.
For me, it feels completely counterintuitive.
I feel like an Eskimo in Springfield, Missouri, I can't even imagine there.
Right. But can you, like a person goes, no, I live here. This is my jam.
Yeah.
I want to be here. I find that fascinating with the human consciousness. So if that just gives you a little glimpse inside how we think, how hard is it to just eat a little bad, drink a couple sodas every day? You know, before you know it, you just get a little slower. You just get a little fatter. You just feel a little less vital.
You almost go with the flow.
That's it. You just kind of slow down.
Yeah.
See, that's the interesting thing. Your vibration just slows down until you kind of just come to a resting, standing, stagnant place, which is what death is for the material body.
Yeah.
It's just a slow, steady stop. So it's all about how you do that. Do you stay kind of like, as a young person, you're like, woo, and then you start to decline, but you're kind of, no, and you're keeping that line like this.
Yeah.
Or you're just boom and boom. Cradle to grave is a sharp angle. Or is it a big, 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 long line that just slowly works its way in terms of vitality and vibration? So you got to decide, how much energy do you want to have? You're a young guy, 30 years old, entrepreneur running a company. People depend on you. Yeah. People are building lives around you. You're creating something. Your health and wellness matters.
Yeah. I saw that firsthand. I always say I want my grandmother's death. 94 years old, almost 94 years old. She, Whole Foods her whole life. I mean, you couldn't feed her anything toxic, preservative.
Yeah.
Maybe when she immigrated here to the U.S., she, would try out some of the candy and some of the soda. But even then, when she was eating chocolate, it was Ukrainian chocolate. It was like pure coca, none of that.
Bitter.
Yeah.
That bitter chocolate.
I recently learned what organic chocolate here. I mean, it's horrific.
It's just sugar. Just sugar.
And she would always say, Paul, I want to live a life where I pass away either in my sleep or sitting. And we never really got what she meant by that. And one morning, she did her routine. Like you have your van routine. She had her routine. You go to the bathroom, walking, everything's fine. She could take a flight of stairs. And she sat down and she loved knitting. And then she would power nap and knitting. And many times we would come in the room and her knitting would be like this, and she'd just be
just take a little
day nap.
That's it.
Like
Love
living
Love
the dream. Well, this morning she took her day nap and didn't wake up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how beautiful is that?
Man, that's legit.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
Yeah.
My grandmother also passed in her sleep too.
That's amazing.
That's a different generation that was not exposed to the toxic food culture that we've built in order to, again, make money off of each other at all costs. So, you just maintaining a standard here.
Yeah.
And I think this is why you and I get along well. And we share this idea of like, I don't care about the money. I'm not going to sacrifice my integrity. I'm not going to trade integrity for the longevity. I've had a number of times where people tried to buy Budokan, what I do, my organization, to turn it into a money-making fitness.
Do these 9 steps and you'll have a
100%.
six-pack.
and I've been offered legitimate money to do that because people see what I do and they go, oh, that's cool. I mean, it wouldn't be really any different than somebody like Winnebago coming along who's, got this big infrastructure and goes, hey, love what you're doing. Maybe we'll pick you. What do you think about selling you to us? And we'll have a 27 North, which, by the way, every food company out there is doing that right now.
Yeah.
You have a nice food company that's selling good product, and General Mills comes along, Kellogg's comes along and goes, hey, we'll buy that.
Yeah.
They can't turn the money down.
Did you see Pepsi bought Poppy, the healthy?
They can't turn the money down. This is the thing. They make them
They
such
paid
an
$2
offer.
billion, or almost $2 billion.
And the
For an
person,
organic,
right.
healthy soda.
And the person, no matter what their ethics are and their values, goes, I'm not changing the world with a sparkling drink.
Yeah.
I'll take the $2 billion. I'll go do something amazing with that. I don't blame them.
Yeah.
I don't blame them at all. But in a way, for me and for you, 27 North is like too personal.
Yeah.
Budokan's too personal to me. Yeah. I can't sell it because it's me.
Yeah.
And it would just mean like, whoa, and again,
Yeah.
there's, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've lived through it. Our team's lived through it. We've had 8-figure offers. We've had an 8-figure offer with terms for a 9-figure exit. And I tell my team and our family the same thing. It's our child. It's a part of our family. It's a part of our culture now. It's what we are known for. How do you sell that? And I remember talking to one of my mentors, and he was like, well, Paul, just play it through in your mind. Almost like a Tony Robbins thing, play it through in your mind. What would you do?
Thought experiment.
Yeah.
Go. Yeah.
And I, without, skipping a beat, I'm like, I'd do it again. And he's like, okay, now play back doing it again. And I just start having flashback, the pain, the bullying. I mean, we were severely bullied. Like, we were put down. Our competitors made false press releases about us. Like, the pain we went through to get here, the living with my in-laws for a year. That wasn't a month. I lived with my in-laws for a year.
Right.
In a Ukrainian Slavic culture, I mean, that's like surviving a war.
Yeah, like
selling my wife's car, driving a rundown Mini, and I'm like, I couldn't do that again. It's like he goes, why would you even consider selling that?
Exactly. Oh yeah, you're like you've made the case for why you should not do that.
Yeah.
And that's exactly it. It's just like, well, what am I going to do?
Yeah. And that's only the half of it. The other half of it for me is I've seen these big companies come in and they buy you out, and what do?
They cut costs so that they can.
I remember one
make
time
more
we had a
money.
meeting with a private equity firm. I'll just say it the way it is. And they inject a lot of capital in manufacturers like us. And I'm like, okay, I get, there's so much money out there. What are the terms and conditions? What's the fine print? They're like, well, first of all, you can't be using birch anymore. I'm like, why? They're like, well, furniture boards less than 10% of the cost. You can't do that. I'm like, whoa. The reason we're doing this is for that very reason.
Yeah, I don't think you understand why we're here.
Yeah.
And this is the problem with these guys. They don't understand how you got there.
Yeah.
They only look at how to maximize, and they don't realize that your customer depends on that from you. And then they're happy to sacrifice that customer for ultimately someone who gets the new 27 North, knockoff, ultimately, and says, well, that's pretty much the standard out there now. And for me to get
what everyone else is doing.
Everybody else is doing it. And for me to get anything better than that, I'm going to have to pay an arm and a leg.
Yeah.
You're one of the few people that wants to provide a high quality experience for an affordable price.
Yeah.
You're still within price point that lets somebody get in on it.
Yeah.
And again, this is a question, what's affordable, what's not affordable.
Yeah.
You just got to decide. For me, I have a home in Montana, and I said, well, I could either buy another home somewhere where my wife doesn't want to be in the wintertime.
Yeah.
I can try to invest in another condo, or I can buy a home I can just travel in and be mobile the whole time and service my athletes and clients everywhere. So, and then you run the numbers and you go, okay, well, look, I mean, it's not cheap, depending on how you think of cheap.
Yeah.
But everybody getting in on this has to decide why they're here. Are you here because this is a toy? Nope, no problem. If that's your fun toy, you park it in the one of your 5 garages in your hangar. Enjoy. And you take it out for little trips and it's a great time. You know? No problem. Or like me, where no, I live in this thing. This is my second home.
Yeah.
And I need this thing to be top notch because I live in a really nice first home. So I'm not used to, I don't want to live.
You don't want a cardboard box.
I do not. And given that I care so much about quality, that like it drives me crazy to even interact with subpar materials, craftsmanship, engineering, that I can't even be around mediocre thinkers.
Yeah.
I don't do well around people who don't want to be great. And I tell my athletes, why are you here? You want to be great or you don't want to be great? Because being great is a grind.
Yeah.
You want to be great, bro? Here's the work for being great. You want to do, you know, and whether it's an athlete or, you know, I train again, just a high net worth guy who makes this much and is just like, well, I want to enjoy having all this wealth I accumulated.
Yeah.
Well, great. I'm glad to hear you don't want to be diseased and falling apart at 55, now that you've finally made it, which is, by the way, most of your peer group. They're going to be on pharmaceuticals. They're going to be on painkillers. They're going to be on something to help.
Is that what you mean by a sharp fall?
Absolutely, because 50 is where it all stops.
Oh, wow.
50, I say 50 because 50 is where everyone dies. See, 30 is where you run out, because a male human, we peak at 27. Wow. We're fully peaked. And then everything else is up to you. Where do you go from there?
Wow.
But you've peaked in terms of full maturity. Everything's come online. Neurologically, physiologically, you're fully expressed and experienced. Now where do you go? And a female, it's in the early 20s. So 50 is where people die, because you don't hear of 30-year-olds dying. And it's very rare. Nowadays, more so, but that's because of the level of chronic illness due to the level of processed foods and poison in the general atmosphere of human existence.
For real.
But 50 is where you hear people die. Sometimes 45. You're like, oh my God, he was 45, had a heart. But 50 to 55, people do start literally dying from dis-ease.
Wow.
So it's not that at 50 you have to make a decision. You can recover, even if you've lived poor health, you can recover to a certain degree. But the real time is now, 30.
Yeah.
The real time to start stacking, squirreling the money away so you can start building that nest egg of health is at 30. That doesn't mean if you're 50 and you've been lazy and you've been sort of living a little bit of the delusion that it's, because a lot of people, again, will tell themselves, well, I've heard it a million times, oh, you got to die some way. Oh, da-da-da-da. Everybody says that until you get that chronic disease diagnosis. And Mike Tyson said the same thing. He said, everybody's got a plan until you get punched in the face.
Yeah.
That's the punch in the face. Oh, you're all good, you're tough. You got this. Everything's a joke. You're making jokes about your belly. You make jokes about how much you drink. You make jokes about this. Until you get punched in the face. And the doctor says, you have cancer.
Oh, wow.
Oh, you've got heart disease. Oh, you're pre-diabetic. It's not funny anymore at that point. Nobody, there's like one out of every, 1,000 people that thinks that's funny now. That guy who's just like, I don't give a fuck. Okay, there is that guy.
Yeah.
But most people are like, oh, this isn't a joke. This can happen.
Yeah.
So
my mind's just not wrapping around why. Even look at, like, if you're hanging out, whether you're at a restaurant, a event, traveling, like, the general synopsis is it's normal. It's almost like peer pressure. Like, try to be right now.
yeah,
We go to a restaurant,
right.
and you say, hey, I don't eat processed foods. Like,
Yeah.
how are you going to feel, and how are the people around you going to make you feel?
It's complicated, which is why you have to live a lifestyle that's built around that idea. You make exceptions.
Occasional, but
I went to McAllister's with you. Sorry, McAllister. But as an example, I went there, and it's nothing to do with McAllister. It could have been McDonald's. It could be anyone. I'm not going to blame it on anybody. But I went to a restaurant with you because you invited me, and I'm your guest. So I went to the restaurant. I ate there with you. We had lunch. It was great. It was fun. Boom, went home. I normally wouldn't do that because normally I would make my own food.
Yeah.
That I absolutely know what oils are used, how it was cooked, the quality of the meat, the quality of this. I would have full control of that. And so we will do things because we are accommodating a certain level of social sensitivity.
Yeah.
But you can't live that way. Those are moments you just go, oh, okay, this is a rare moment.
Yeah.
We'll go do this. You have to look at people in your life the way you looked at your team and said, guys, I'm not buying the cheaper version of that.
Almost like you don't care what everyone else thinks, what all the propaganda or advertisement.
Why? You don't care what Winnebago thinks.
No.
You don't care what.
So practice that same mindset in your food.
It is that is your
habits
but that is your mindset. You just haven't thought of it in relation to that.
Dang, I'm not gonna be able to eat at restaurants anymore.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Well, you don't. You just decide how am I going to eat? Like, you're going to eat at the same quality you build everything else. You're like, if that's the best, what's the best fan? What's the best thing? Okay, what's the best one I can get given where I'm at and what's going on today? If you've got to go eat at a restaurant, all right, fine. What's the best option that keeps a certain amount of your value system in place? And you don't have to negotiate too much of it. But I would argue with anyone, and this is the thing with my high value clients, I go, you already think this way, man. You already live this way, but you just don't connect it to your food. I got one of my biggest guys, very big actor, very successful, makes a lot of money, walked in the house. I'm like, bro. I mean, we're in his house. And I'm like, why are you wearing shoes? We're in a very nice warm climate. There's just no reason to have, I wear flip-flops. Take my flip-flops off, I walk in the house. I'm like, well, how often do you wear those shoes? Everywhere, all the time. So from the morning this guy wakes up, he puts on a pair of sneakers to the moment he goes to bed. So he puts a coffin on his foot all day long. And then the only time he takes the coffin off his foot is in bed when his foot doesn't have to, by the way, bear any weight or do any work. How strong do you think his feet are?
No.
How strong do you think his toes are? How strong would your hands be if you put a glove on your hand?
Not even a glove,
But a thing that held your hand into place and you
day.
couldn't move your fingers independently. You couldn't spread them, open them, you couldn't do anything. That's what your feet do when you stay in shoes all day. And I'm like, my guy, you want to be healthy? We have to start with the foundation in which everything's resting upon, which is your feet. If you were meant to be wearing shoes, you'd be born in shoes. He's like, whoa, things have changed. We're in an industrial society. I go, I don't disagree. So don't go run on the sidewalk barefoot. Put a pair of running shoes on to go run on the sidewalk. But when you go to the park, or the beach, take your shoes off and run in the sand.
So good.
Get your feet alive again. He did this, man. He's just like, he sent me a picture of him. He literally sent me a picture the other day of his feet in the sand. And I wrote back and I said, I'm going to sell these. So it's like understanding that you're not going to put this vehicle on a pair of shitty tires. You're just not going to do it.
I see what you mean. It's all these little things.
It's all related. It's the same. It's all the same.
Oh man.
And so you're like, what's the best tire we can get for this thing? You're going to go, it's that one. Yeah. And then you're going to say, oh, well, this tire, but you got to change it out. Then you've got certain nuances. Yeah. Great tire, but only for these conditions.
Yeah.
Okay? Great for this, but, so food, everything's the same. Your question for you and for you guys and for anyone is, what's the best meat you can buy? What's the best vegetables you can buy? Because you think it's all the same. It's not all the same. If it was all the same, there would be no grocery store full of options. It's not the same. That's why there are options. So you walk in, there's 10 different meat companies. Why? These guys use hormones, these guys don't. These guys grass-fed, these guys grass-fed, grass-finished, these guys don't. You go into the yogurt. These guys are organic, these guys aren't. These guys use this, these guys don't use. These guys are organic, but pack it full of sugar. It's all different because everybody's trying to make a dollar off of someone's unique taste.
You want to know something else crazy on the meat thing? I'm sure you already know this, but I was in college with my roommate was a PhD student in the natural science building. Mm-hmm. The film that they used to wrap the meat, it goes on a tray. That film?
Yes, the plastic film.
There's plastics that are higher grade. There's plastics that have preservatives built into the film that help hold the color. Mm-hmm. And then same thing on the tray, and then the sponge they put underneath. Mm-hmm. There's sponges that are saturated in preservatives. There's sponges that are not preservative.
Right, and you're getting this from the guy. And they're also injecting the meat with color.
And we're just gobbling it up.
Oh, and all the plastics are releasing as they're decomposing on top of this because plastic is cheap and it's made of petroleum. There's just no other conversation happening around that. It's just made of petroleum. So I just stay away from as much of it as I can. My clothes even, everything I'm wearing is 100% cotton.
Wow.
The only thing on me right now is a pair of tennis shoes which has a rubber ball, but that's it. Because I'm going to wear cotton because I don't need more plastic leaching onto my skin. Somebody might say, man, this guy's extreme. Like, I'm not going to live my life a prisoner to that. And I'm like, dude, do I look like I'm a prisoner?
See, that's what's crazy to me is that peer pressure. Why is it extreme? Why is that not the norm?
Because people want you to be living like they live so they can feel better about it. Because when you live in a higher quality way, when you drive a nicer truck than them, it bothers them.
Makes them feel insecure.
They feel insecure and less than. So they would love for you to be buying the same material, living in the same house,
having the same
problems. So when you demand something more of yourself and of everything, you just live a better life because all these small decisions, again, build and stack until they become a better overall way of, quality of life.
Yeah.
Just like every little decision you make owning this truck is going to end up somewhere.
Yeah.
Every little decision, every oil change, every choice you made on every at 300,000 miles, this guy and that other guy's 300,000 miles don't look the same.
No.
It's just the same, man.
Yeah. But they don't think about it from that point until it's...
Because they don't have to experience the physical disruption, again, until it's critical. And then they want to change it.
Do you think that's a human flaw or just because we live in such good times that has made such weak men and women?
Correct. It's not a human flaw because we didn't have that flaw. That's like saying is it a human flaw that we don't have, that we weren't born wearing clothes? I mean, I don't know how that would happen, but to play the game. It can't be a human flaw if it was designed based on the environment supporting that.
Yeah.
And again, when humans were birthed in the earliest of humanity, it was obviously a climate that could accommodate a naked ape born. And again, I don't care if you want to play this from a religious perspective or from a secular perspective.
You weren't born in tennis shoes.
You weren't born in tennis shoes. Adam and Eve weren't born in tennis shoes.
Drinking
And in
soda.
fact, they didn't even cover themselves
Yeah.
in the story
Yeah.
until they felt shame
Yeah.
or self-conscious.
Yeah.
So everybody's naked because the climate allows for it. So is it a human flaw that we're concerned about these issues? Or is it actually just as we became more aware of self and ego and insecurity and wanting and needing and that we started preying on each other and then enforcing each other into positions of desperation, feeling that we needed to be greedy and hoard and take. So I need, that food, get it to me. And what's interesting about modern foods is that because they trigger a very primitive part of your brain, concentrated fat, concentrated sugar, concentrated salt, they're a reward for that. And the body goes, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man, we need, those things really didn't exist that way. If you ate sugar cane.
Yeah.
And you ate the fiber and the whole thing, and you could only consume so much of it.
Yeah.
Same with an apple. You can only eat so many apples. But
Man,
you can drink a lot of apple juice.
That's deep.
Right? So if I can drink 6 or 8 oranges in an orange juice.
That's not counting the sugars and the added preservatives in there.
Oh, that's in case, but let's just say you get 100% pure orange juice. It's typically going to be between 6 and 8, as if it's a full glass.
Yeah.
Nobody eats 8 or 6 or 8 oranges at a sitting.
Apples in one sitting.
You don't do that. And somebody's doing that every day thinking, I'm healthy because I'm crushing that orange juice every day. I'm like, no, you're pre-diabetic at some point because the only time...
And it's even if it's 100%
organic, pure orange juice,
Oh my goodness.
you're not designed to consume sugar like that.
in such large quantities.
In large, and concentrated without the fiber, without
push
the
it out. Oh,
to
man.
help it, they help the body properly digest and work with the materials. So it just is like it's like taking an injection of sugar right into the vein. Then of course your body's reaction to that is to produce insulin.
Oh, man.
It has to fight it. Sugar is literally, I know people have trouble with this, but sugar is literally poison to the human body.
And it makes you feel good, so then you think you're,
Yeah.
reinforces that I think I'm healthy.
Well, okay, let's try this. Just play this game. Can you live without eating any sugar? And what
I
I
don't wanna
mean
be
by
naive, but
that, and when I say sugar, let's play this game because I know that somebody out there's going, what is sugar?
What type of sugar?
I'm not talking about, let's say a sweet potato is quickly converted.
Yeah.
Like everything gets converted. But we're talking about fruit. We're talking about any concentrate of sugar, honey,
Yeah.
maple syrup.
I would say because of the pyramid, the old pyramid that we were taught in grade school, not the new one, the old
right.
pyramid, I would say, no, you can't live without
Right.
it.
And yet, every hunter-gatherer society that has existed, hunter-gatherer, ate very, very little, if no, sugar. Where do you? I'm gonna play this. Where does an Eskimo get sugar? Where does any person living in an extremely cold climate get sugar? And again, I don't mean what the body
It
converts
almost
to
seems like
sugars.
the Indians, like when first settlers came and they were given the sugar and the
All from farming.
yeah.
Now we're no longer hunter gatherers. We're farming. Indians that lived along the plains here in this, what do you hunt? Buffalo. You hunt like animals that exist. Where are you getting sugar? From where? Apple trees? You getting groves of orange and apple trees out here?
No.
What groves of fruits are you getting here? Where are all the strawberry farms and the blueberry farms in the era of hunter gatherer? There isn't.
Yeah.
So what you're getting is protein and fat, and you're living off protein and fat, and maybe you're introducing some starches. You might, find some way to get in some kind of carbohydrate in a basic way. But I guess what people really don't understand is most animals don't live off of sugar. Humans have created a farming agricultural system that produces sugar in buckets. So you can have a bucket of blueberries, a bucket of strawberries, which is impossible to create in nature.
I mean, I feel like your body would. You throw up. Your body wouldn't let you eat a bucket, right? Your body would. I remember
At some point, how many strawberries can you eat?
Yeah, I did it with strawberries, and I threw up as a kid. My body wouldn't let me.
At some point, it goes because it's literally like what you don't. Again, food is like pouring something in this engine. It can take what it's supposed to take,
Right.
but now you've put too much in. It's the same thing. The body goes, we can't counterbalance that much sugar because we can't produce enough insulin to deal with this problem.
And then you got the pharmaceutical companies and the hospitals producing buckets of meds for you.
Yeah, again, perfect response to someone getting diagnosed with diabetes is now you're on artificial insulin for the rest of your life. So we'll keep you alive.
Wow.
At that expense. That it's very inconvenient.
Well,
but it can also be, oftentimes it can be reversed.
yeah.
All I'm arguing is that what we think is normal is not normal. So the first thing you have to do, back to my guy's feet, is it's not normal to wear shoes everywhere. It's not normal to keep your van in the shop for 3 or 4 or 5 months. That's not normal. That's bad production. It's bad manufacturing.
So how do you convey that message, though? Like, you're going against the grain. You're going against the
Time.
Time.
See, that's the difference between you and me at 54 and 30. I'm where you're going to be one day if you keep up with this attitude and this stubbornness for quality and for doing things well. One day, you'll be the guy who has the respect of your peer group and then of other people who are really, truly investigating and researching and looking for the best. Your name will come up.
How long did it take you to go from, hey, people think you're crazy, to, hey, we're going to pay you now to come tell us how to live?
Yesterday, you know what I mean? Like literally yesterday. Like, because it took, imagine take me back, I'm 20. No one believes me.
Yeah.
I'm 20.
Yeah.
Here's the guy talking about longevity and about health and wellness and this and that. He's 20 years old. Everybody looks like that when you're 20. Congratulations, kid. Now I'm 30. You still look, I'm 30. I'm still young. I don't have any gray. I'm athletic. I'm strong. Everything's the same. Still, not the credibility. I've been around for 10 years, but not the credibility yet.
Yeah.
Now I'm 40. Okay, got some gray in your beard. People are starting to take you more seriously because you've been around now for 20 years, doing the same thing with the same message.
Yeah.
Nothing's changed because you believe in it, and it hasn't been debunked. It hasn't been debunked. No one can really say that's bullshit because your message from the beginning was the truth.
Yeah.
Indisputable, no debate. And so at some point, you're building that value, slow, low volume, or low intensity. It doesn't have to be that you're screaming and low intensity, but high volume quality.
Yeah.
But low volume out, like just thinking like, I think like low intensity. I don't have to be on commercials.
Yeah.
But high volume work. I'm just constantly there, showing up. There he is again. There he is. He never goes away. There he is. There he is. 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. Now at 50, 55, I'm 54, but I'll be 55 this year. Gray hair, but I still move the same. I still have the same vitality. I still athletically am the same guy.
Wow.
And it's like, and then people start to go, okay, wait a second.
He's onto something.
What the fudge? So at some point people start to go, oh my God, I followed this guy for 30 years, or the new guy just goes, how is this guy doing that at that age? That's what the young guy says.
Yeah.
The older guy says, I've watched this guy for years. He's in the same. The young guy goes, so the point is here that you keep doing it that way, the credibility just builds because of consistency and time under tension and the perfection and the never compromising to make a dollar. Because the illusion that having more money means anything, it doesn't. Yeah, great. You're Elon Musk. You have so much money you don't even know what to do with it.
Yeah.
And then so what? He has to wake up, take a crap, deal with his personal problems the same way you do.
Yeah.
He's just got more, he can buy more stuff. Yay for him.
Yeah. Law of diminishing returns.
That's it. So there's really nothing he's getting from that outside of temporary pleasures, from having that new feeling of I got it. Yeah. And then now I got to fix it and keep it and maintain it. So nothing changed. So my advice to young entrepreneurs is credibility comes with consistency. You being inconsistent, you starting and stopping and here and there and no. Same message.
Yeah. Same
message. Day 1, day 100, day 1,000. It's day 10,000. It's just the same message, same vibe. Zero compromise, zero this, and you're stubborn. You know what I mean? You're stubborn.
Yeah.
You're just stubborn about
never
doing it
give
right.
up mindset. Man, Cameron, I appreciate you, sir. You just
Pleasure.
You just flipped my world upside down.
Oh, sweet, man. Sweet.
I hope the listeners take something valuable to whether they're shopping for a motorhome or trying to get their health in order. I know that's a question we get asked a lot. How do I cook? How does life on the road look like? So I appreciate that. If someone wanted to connect with you and work with you, what's the best way to get in touch with you?
You can easily get me on Instagram, Cameron Shayne. You could get me at, if you go to Budokan.com, which is where...
Can you spell it out?
Budokon, Budokan.
Okay.
.com. You'll land just like you're landing on the 27 North. Yeah. You'll land on my world, Budokan. And then there, you can send an email in. It's just info@budokan.com. You're like, hey, I need to know more. Doesn't matter. But yes, I just to wrap this up from your perspective, or from the perspective of your world, is that I think we made enough metaphors and connections for people to understand that there's no difference between buying a van and buying into your health. You get what you pay for.
That's good.
More expensive food is typically better food. Yeah. Because it typically takes longer to grow, or it takes more effort, or you can't grow it at the scale. So you can't create some type of bulk sell to Costco for it. Okay, fine. You're going to pay a little more there, but at the end of the day, the math is going to work out in your favor. Yeah. You're going to feel great. You're going to produce more, and you're going to be vibrant. And you're going to live longer, and there's going to be no comparison to the investment that you made by not poisoning your body with chemicals from your shampoo. I mean, we're talking about everything you use. Yeah. Everything that touches your body is potentially harmful. Wow. So you have to look at everything from the toothpaste to the hair product, to the fabric, you know, and the same thing you would say to a mechanic, hey, wear gloves for this.
Yeah.
Don't touch that. You told me today,
Yeah.
don't touch that.
Yeah.
It's a toxic material.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'd say to you, why are you choosing that shampoo? Look at it. Look at all that in there. You're putting that on your skin. Your skin's absorbing that in. It's got to deal with it now.
I looked at my shampoo. I haven't checked my toothpaste. I'm gonna have to go check my toothpaste.
Check your toothpaste and check everything in your refrigerator. Check every product you have and say, how clean is it? Because it's going in you. And then the cumulative effect of it is the real problem. Usually one thing won't break this van.
Yeah.
It'll be all the things
At once.
at once coming down that just...
Do you think it's similar to money, like the exponential growth of money? Like if you invest for 10 years, you'll see 20 years.
Then
and
you
then
hit that
boom.
tipping point.
Yeah.
Yes, I
Is
think...
that the same in health?
I mean, you see it all over nature.
Yeah.
There's just that tipping point. I mean, Malcolm McDowell wrote a great book, tried to explain it many times.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain but it seems to be a thing.
Yeah.
So just remember, everything builds to a certain momentum, and then it takes on a life of its own.
Yeah.
And you're no longer in control of it.
Yeah. We should have took our shoes off for this podcast.
We'll do it next time.
It's working. I appreciate you guys. Thank
Right
you so
on.
much for following along. If you want to connect with us, there'll be links in the description. I'd love to share your story. You can connect with me at paulvobosevich.com or just drop 27 North into Google and you'll see all the links there. Thank you so much for following our journey. We couldn't do this without your support. Boom.
Good job.
That was